few months ago when Zainul, the chairman, approached me here in Toronto to help out with this project, I became very excited because I've known Zainul for the last 20 odd years. And I think today's response is indicative that my support is well worth it and is well proven. Hopefully, we will hear more about the program. My job today is to welcome each and every one of you. I hope you have a fabulous evening and thank you for coming out. And I will be introducing our Master of Ceremonies this evening. And that's no other than a great friend of mine, Firaz Aziz. For many of you, you know Firaz, popularly known as Fir. He is at almost every event, supportive, emceeing and organizing. And many years ago when I came to Canada, we met. And as a matter of fact, he's now an official Trinidadian. So he recently got married to a Trinidadian, Candy, and they have a beautiful son, Yusuf. Firaz is active in the Islamic Foundation. He's also director of the Islamic Soccer League. And he's instrumental in the famous hot soup day that started 6 years ago at the Islamic Foundation that serves almost 2,000 meals every week. Firaz is also famous with his Hajj groups from Falcom Travel. And the interesting thing about him is that over the years, whatever events he has emceed, I have the confidence that not only you will have a great event, but you will be entertained, and you will be lightheartedly entertained, inshallah, throughout the event, and most importantly, be following the time. So without further ado, I would like to call to the podium my friend Firaz Aziz. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Firaz.
Thank you very much, Maulana. Jazakallah khair. It isn't too often, brothers and sisters, that I get a big round of applause. So alhamdulillah, thank you very much. Let me first take this opportunity to extend to you the best of greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakat. And to our non-Muslim friends and supporters, may God's peace and mercy be upon you. My brothers and sisters, we have a wonderful program for you this evening, inshaAllah. And as is traditional to begin a program, we will have a recitation of the Holy Quran for you today, and we'll also have an English translation. But before I do that, I just want to acknowledge and really thank the Islamic Relief Center, the Tariq Islamic Center here for giving me the opportunity to participate in this wonderful program. As Maulana says, it's nice to see so many of you here today. I know it's a busy weekend in Toronto, and the fact that you've taken your time to be here, this is a bounty from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He has chosen you to be here, inshaAllah, to do some good work. As many of you know, someone who really doesn't need to be introduced in this congregation, Dr.Munir El-Kassem, will be here. He's our keynote speaker for the evening. He's actually in Toronto, so he will be here a little later in the program. He's scheduled, inshaAllah, right after the Maghrib prayer. So once again, I want you to sit back, relax. I think we have a wonderful program for you. We have some great food from what I understand. And to begin the ceremony, inshaAllah, I would like to invite to the podium none other than Imam Abdul Wahab Khoja, who will provide us with a recitation from the Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة ونخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار وخلق الجن من مارج من نار فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان رب المشرقين ورب المغربين فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان مرج البحرين يلتقيان بينهما برزخ لا يبغيان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان آمنت بالله صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakallah khair, Imam. Takbir. MashaAllah, beautiful recitation. My brothers and sisters, inshallah, to give us the English translation of what was recited from Surah Rahman, it gives me pleasure to invite Saliha Ali, who happens to be one of the daughters of Maulana Habib, to give us the explanation, inshallah. Sister Saliha.
Assalamu alaikum. The Merciful, who taught the Quran. He created man, and he taught him speech. The sun and the moon move according to a fixed reckoning. The stars and the trees bend in prostration. He raised the heavens and set up the measure, so that you should not transgress the measure. Always measure with justice, and do not give short the measure. He has laid out the earth for his creatures. On it are fruits and palm trees with sheeted clusters of dates, and grains with their husk and fragrant plants. Which of your Lord's wonders would you deny? He has created man from dry wringing clay like the potters, and he created the jinns from a flame of fire. Which of your Lord's wonders would you deny? He is the Lord of the two easts and the Lord of the two wests. Which of your Lord's wonders would you deny? He has set the two oceans in motion, converging together. Between them is a barrier which they do not overrun. Which of your Lord's wonders would you deny? Jazakallah khair.
MashaAllah, Sister Saliha. Brothers and sisters, before we have the opening dua, I would like to, at this point in time in the program, invite to join me on stage the chairman of the Trinidad Islamic Center, our brother Harun Salamat, if he can make his way up and have a seat. And as well, our very special guest from Trinidad, the chairman of the Islamic Relief Center, Brother Zainul Ali. If we can request these brothers humbly to take their seat, inshaAllah. And then we will get Brother Sayyid Muhammad to come on up, and he will make the opening dua, and then we will proceed with the program, inshaAllah. And just some housekeeping items. You'll notice on your tables, brothers and sisters, we have a bit of information on the Islamic Relief Center to familiarize yourself with some of the wonderful work that they do. And that way, when our guest speaker makes his way up here, Brother Zainul, a little later in the program, we'll have a better idea of what he's discussing. and give you a little sense of the amazing work that they're doing in Trinidad. So it gives me great pleasure to welcome Brother Syed Muhammad to the stage to give us the opening dua, inshaAllah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allahumma ameen. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammadin nabiyil kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim wa tub alayna ya maulana innaka antat tawwabur rahim. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار رب زدني علما رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا إنا من الخاسرين رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي ربنا وتقبل دعاء رب زدني علما اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وأدخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار يا رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين يا رب العالمين السلام عليكم.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Syed. Brothers and sisters, it gives me great pleasure to welcome someone who's not a stranger to you, of course, the chairman of the Trinidad Islamic Center, Brother Harun Salamat.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ijma'in. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Zainul Ali, Brother Zainul Ali, and Mrs. Ali, and all our honored guests, our learned scholars, I want to take this opportunity to welcome each and every one of you here this evening to this function. It is indeed a blessing for all of us to get together and to come together to help others as we are doing in this case. Last year, I had the fortunate opportunity to be in Trinidad when there was a fundraising venture by the Islamic Relief Organization. This was held in Macoya at the Center of Excellence, and attending this function were very learned scholars as well as members of the political party in power. When I was there, I was present with Mr. Fazal Karim, who was the Minister of Science, Technology and Tertiary Education, and also Mr. Nizam Baksh, who was at that time Minister of Community Development. And they were there to join with Mr. Zainul Ali in trying to raise funds to process the type of programs that he has. And I thought that it was an excellent occasion to learn something about the Islamic Relief Center. And I was really impressed by what I heard and what I saw. And tonight we have the great pleasure of listening to what they're doing in Trinidad and in the Caribbean. And we'll also have an opportunity to see how best we can help them to help others.
It gives me great pleasure right now to introduce someone I met not too long ago. And immediately I was affected by his personality. This brother, mashallah, has been involved in Islamic work for over 45 years. So if you do the math, and you look at him, so he was about 3 years old when he started, mashallah. Right? So if you do the math, yeah, alhamdulillah. and he's been involved for a very long time. Alhamdulillah, he's well respected for his dedication and commitment to spreading the message of Islam, da'wah. And a little later on, all of us will hear Dr. Munir speak. And as we all know, we've come to know Dr. Munir, mashallah, his reason for being, he'll tell you, is to spread the deen of Islam. And so, subhanallah, I think it's very fitting that he will be here to be able to speak and to be able to solicit some support for something that's very near and dear to his heart. Alhamdulillah, my brother has represented Trinidad in Islamic conferences throughout the world. I mean, it's amazing. He's traveled quite extensively. He's attended conferences representing Trinidad in Turkey, in as far away as Indonesia, of course Saudi Arabia and Egypt, and in Malaysia. On a professional level, our brother, mashallah, is the owner and managing director of Meccan Printers, and for many of you Trinidadians, I think you're quite familiar with that business. It's been around for over 30 years, focused on the printing and distribution of Islamic literature, da'wah literature, not only in Trinidad, but certainly in other parts of the Caribbean, Guyana, and in North America as well. Currently, he is the chairman of the Islamic Relief Center, which is a registered charitable organization based in Trinidad, whose mission is to support the poor and needy in our community, be it in Trinidad or throughout the world. I have to be honest with you, it gives me great pleasure to welcome my brother, the chairman of Islamic Relief Center, Brother Zainul Ali, who will enlighten us and really shed quite a bit of information on the kind of work that they're doing and how, bi'idhnillah, today we will be able to support them here in Toronto. So, Brother Zainul, bi'idhnillah, we invite him to join us.
Alhamdulillah. نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وتعاونوا على البر والتقوى صدق الله العلي العظيم. My very dear friend, Brother Firaz, who is the chairman of tonight's proceedings, one of our ardent supporters, Brother Harun Salamat, chairman of the Tariq Islamic Center, fellow directors of the Islamic Relief Center Trinidad, and of course I have to also recognize, in his absence, Dr.Munir El-Kassem, who will be here very shortly. My esteemed brothers and sisters, children, friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be unto you and the mercy of Allah and His blessings. I am here this evening, inshallah, to introduce to you the work of the Islamic Relief Center of Trinidad and Tobago. This organization, it's an independent organization, but in fact we do work with all organizations. It is a charitable organization. It is registered with the government of Trinidad and Tobago as a non-profit organization. We, the Islamic Relief Center of Trinidad and Tobago, cater for providing assistance, be it financial or otherwise, to the lesser fortunate in our communities in Trinidad, and we have certainly outstretched our arms throughout the world. This organization, as you would have seen on the table, there are brochures, pictorial views of some of our projects. This is just 10% of the projects that you are seeing in the brochures, as well as you would see on the screen. This organization started in the year 2004 And immediately upon registration, we sprung into action in the island of Grenada. Grenada suffered a hurricane, and the directors of the Islamic Relief Center Trinidad traveled to Grenada and offered assistance. Soon after, disasters came in Trinidad as well, and in the year 2007, this is where we started to be more vigilant in our charity work. In 2007, I visited India, and strange enough, I spent 2 weeks in India, and I cried every single day. Why would someone cry when he's going to do a visit or to look at, places like India? When I saw the condition of the people in India, imagine we in the West, we are comfortable having 4 meals per day. We are comfortable in an air-conditioned apartment, sleeping in spring-filled mattresses, walking on carpets and marble floors. But on the other hand, what I saw in India was children and families sleeping on mud floors without any coverlet, as we would call it, blankets. Walking in the streets looking for 1 meal for the day. I have seen, if you look at maybe in the lakes that you have here, we have very big lakes. I have seen in India where there is a pond filled with water, covered with grass, covered with lilies, and the water is green. And those people in India are using that same water for drinking, for washing, for cooking, and for bathing. They have no other choice. Today, if we do not get hot and cold water, we cannot even shower. I have also seen, and what I'm relating to you is what I have actually seen. I'm not relating to you what somebody told me. I have seen this with my own eyes. There was, in a madrasa, there were some boys learning to read Quran. There were some boys learning to read Quran, and a few of these boys, in their hand, there was a flambeau. Do we know what a flambeau is? It is something like a picture lamp, if you would call it. Flambeau in the right hand, the Quran in the left hand, and they are reading Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. And what do you think they were sitting on? They were sitting on some hay, that's grass, dry grass. Sitting on that dry grass, 4 o'clock in the morning, learning to read Quran. So I wondered to myself, what would happen if the flighted flambeau, right, would fall, or if that child would fall asleep for some reason and that flambeau falls on the dry grass, what would happen? That is the condition of the people in India, what I saw. I visited a madrasa in Assam, Guwahati in India, where there were 200 girls. 200 girls studying in this madrasa with 1 toilet. Imagine 200 girls with 1 toilet. Today in our homes we have 3 and 4 toilets. And what do you think this toilet is? It is an outside toilet. This was the condition of the people in India. When I came back on my return to Trinidad, I spoke to the board of directors. I said, look, these are our relatives. They are our generation. we have to do something to help them. Apart from that, they are Muslims. And these people are asking for help. They are begging. Where would they get a meal from? They do not know. So the board of directors took a decision that yes, we are going into India now to help our own Muslim brothers and sisters. I was fortunate to have visited my own generation, my third generation. I went to the village where I saw my own family. And the condition I saw, my family, I couldn't resist. They had nothing. They were waiting on handouts. And we in the West, we in these parts, have so much. When we go to eat on the table, we fill our plates. We eat half. What happens to the other half? Our stomach is full. It goes in the garbage. Not even thinking that we are going to have to give an account for that food that we have thrown away. The condition of the people in India is, I would use the word, terrible. I went to one madrasa in Orissa, and in this madrasa I wanted to use the washroom. So I asked the principal, can I go to your washroom? The principal said, sure, come, I'll show it to you. In this washroom, there were no doors. There were just two little walls, right? And however you face, everyone else is seeing you. There is no roof. So I said to myself, I asked the principal, is this your washroom? He said, yes. I asked, are the students using the same washroom? He said, yes. I said, there is no privacy. He said, no, we have no other choice. This is how we have to use it. So I said, okay, what would it cost to provide a good washroom for your students? He told me it would cost 10,000 rupees. I dipped my hand in my pocket and I said, Principal, sir, this is 10,000 rupees. Have a proper washroom for the children. This is reality. This is life. We went again in Orissa and the people, imagine pregnant women, right, were giving birth to their children all on the roadside. Children could not even afford to go to the doctor. We worked and we collaborated with Association of Social Welfare in Orissa, and we established a hospital in Orissa. And alhamdulillah, today that hospital is running. And they were able to get 7 doctors to provide free medical attention. On hearing this, Brother Harun Salamat would bear me out at our fundraising dinner in 2010, in which he attended. The Indian High Commissioner for Trinidad and Tobago was present at that same function, and in his address he asked me, he said, Mr. Ali, are you sure that you did this hospital and mobile clinic in Orissa? I said, yes. Another question was, are you all only serving the Muslim community? I said, no. He said, I agree with you, because in Orissa, in that village where we established the hospital, the majority of people were non-Muslims and Hindus. And because of this contribution that we have made, and in fact, the High Commissioner is from that same very village that we established that hospital. He called me the next day and he said, Mr. Ali, could you please come to my office? He gave us a grant of 14,000 TT dollars towards our cause. This is the work of the Islamic Relief Center. What you are seeing is just some of our projects. Some. In Haiti, when they were struck with that disaster, I personally went to Haiti, spent 10 days in Santo Domingo, purchased over $200,000 worth of supplies, medical supplies, groceries, mattresses, and whatnot. Transported it by truck, 8 hours driving by truck to carry it to the people in Haiti, and delivered it personally to them. And bear in mind, we did not discriminate, because there were non-Muslims in the queue waiting for help, and we gave every one of them. Because of our effort in Haiti, the Congress of the People, that is the member of the People's Partnership in the Trinidad and Tobago government, they held a dinner in collaboration with the Islamic Relief Center, and we raised funds to help the people in Haiti. We went into Somalia as well. Just last December, we sent a container of non-perishable foodstuffs and other items to the people in Somalia. In Ramadan of this year, please forgive me, it's only, I'm coming from a tropical weather, very hot and nice and warm. Coming into your country here, I contracted, some virus or something. So please forgive me, right? Where was I? Somalia. When we heard about the drought in Somalia, we sprung into action. This is where we have to stretch out our arms and help the people, help our own Muslim brothers and sisters. We sent a container to Somalia in Ramadan of this year. Trinidad suffered a severe flood. You would have seen in some of the slides that half of the house, a two-story house, half of the house was covered with slush and mud and debris. The minute the flood took place, we were there. We took mattresses, we took stoves, we took foodstuffs. Even during the month of Ramadan, we took iftars for them, for the people to break their fast. So we are everywhere. This is how we are. You know what we do? We ask everyone to help us so that we can help others. And at the same time, we do the work of somebody but call ourselves nobody. We do not discriminate in our charities. Maulana Habib, a very close friend of ours, he is regularly in Trinidad, and whenever he comes, he can vouch for the type of work that we are doing in Trinidad. Today we are here to ask to see how best our own people can assist us. Recently, we have had many problems, and some of our problems relate to the storage of facilities, ready-made facilities, so that when a crisis occurs, we must be able to just pick up stuff and move right away. We have been using masajids for storing some of our foodstuffs, but again, we cannot continue like that. We have been using other people's premises in order that we can have a stockpile of items to go whenever the crisis occurs. Right now, we are in the market to purchase a parcel of land. The land is costing 50,000 Canadian dollars. The reason for this land is so that we can have something of our own, and we would not have to go by the neighbor, we would not have to go to the masjid, we would not have to ask anyone else to help us to store some of our items. This is the reason why we have decided to come to Canada, and we are very grateful for the opportunity that was accorded to us by Trinidad Islamic Center. Brother Harun has been very instrumental in this, and I want to pay tribute to Brother Kassim and Brother Imtizad and their families for initiating this charity dinner here this evening. Without their support, without their cooperation, you would not have been here. Maulana Habib was instrumental in the distribution and of course the sale of the tickets, and of course my dear sister Karima. In fact, they were in Trinidad during the month of Ramadan, and they kept, coming and visiting me and saying, what do we have to do again? How can we organize this program? What should we do in order to get the people together? And they were very, very instrumental in this. So my brothers and sisters, I want to at least take this opportunity to thank you all very much for sharing your time this evening. And we hope and pray, inshallah, that Allah would bless all of us for the efforts that we are making in His cause. For one day, inshallah, we will have to give an account of how we spent our time in this world. What contribution did we make, whether it be physically, spiritually, or financially, towards helping the poor and needy in our society? We do have a very small organization. The Islamic Relief Center is very small. But we try to accomplish our goals. And I'm very grateful that Dr. Munir Kassim has, acceded to our request to be here tonight to try to see how best we can all work together in achieving our goal. The moment I heard that Dr. Kassim was going to be our speaker, I took an opportunity to drive down to London. 2 hours driving, right? Just to meet him. Because this is how we do our programs back in Trinidad. We make sure at least we tap on every resources. We ensure that our programs are so well executed and organized that we have to leave place for hitches. And I was very pleased to have met Dr. Munir Kassim before this event. So I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would bless us for our efforts, and hope that you would at least adhere to our cause. And please feel free to look through the brochures. If you need any other information with respect to the Islamic Relief Center, you can visit our website, islamicreliefcenter.com, and you will get some information. I pray that Allah would bless us all. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Takbir. Jazakallah khair, Brother Zainal. MashaAllah, brothers and sisters, you heard it directly from the man himself about the amazing work that's being done through the Islamic Relief Center and their core of volunteers. And mashallah, that they have reached into so many parts of the world to help our brothers and sisters who are facing difficulties. Just before we break for Salat al-Maghrib, which is in just a couple of minutes, just a couple of housekeeping items, bi'idhnillah. Immediately after Maghrib prayers, we please invite you to come on back. We will have dinner. and then followed Dr. Munir, mashallah, as you see, has arrived from London. And so we eagerly will anticipate listening to him to inspire us, inshallah, in terms of how we can work together, as Brother Zainul says, to support the amazing work that the Islamic Relief Center is doing. I would encourage you again on your tables, we have a commemorative program that has been published by Islamic Relief Center, talks a little bit about the different types of projects. Because, you know, my brothers, I know that, alhamdulillah, we have many needs here in Toronto, right? And many causes. We are all affiliated with many centers and masajids, and it seems every weekend there's a different fundraising dinner. But I can assure you, if you look through this, and if you look through the information that's being disseminated tonight, there will be something in here that will appeal to you, I think. And it may be a project, it may be something in Guyana, in Trinidad, wherever it may be, there may be something that catches your attention, that touches your heart, and you feel you would like to contribute. And bi'idhnillah, I would encourage you to do that, as Dr. Munir, inshallah, will tell us about how we can help, inshallah. So that's number one, is to come back right after Maghrib. The other thing is that we have, mashallah, someone has donated some recipe books. They're on your tables. Actually, they're at the front desk, I noticed that now. And these are for sale, again, with the proceeds going to the Islamic Relief Center. So for those of you who are looking for neat and interesting recipes, there's a very nice recipe book that's here. And also on your desk, we will have the pledge forms, bi'idhnillah. The Tariq pledge forms will be on your table, so you want to do it very quietly, you want to give something to the center, bi'idhnillah, please feel free to complete those, and that way, once Dr. Munir comes up, we'll make his job a lot easier for him, inshallah. So, bi'idhnillah, I want to thank you very much for being patient and for being attentive. We will break for Salat al-Maghrib right now, inshallah, and immediately after Salat al-Maghrib, we'll come back here, we'll have a wonderful, sumptuous dinner, and there'll be no wasting. Brothers, I know no one will waste, inshallah, today. And no one will pile their plates, so there'll be no wasting, inshallah. And then Dr. Munir will address us. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Truly He is the one, He has no father or son.
Truly He is the one, He has no father or son.
Everything in creation was by Him begun.
Everything in creation was by Him begun.
With His infinite power, anything could be done.
With His infinite power, anything could be done.
Ask Allah for His pardon.
Ask Allah for His pardon,
and you'll enter the garden.
Allahu, 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 Allahu.
See, fundraising for me is not a speech by the keynote speaker. Fundraising is a cause, and to be the pivot that would relate this cause to people who came to share in turning this cause into something to work with is not something easy. And the way I look at fundraising events is that I take each one of them personally. I have to live the cause. That is why when Brother Zainul and his wife visited me on Thursday at home I was very happy to establish the connection with the person who is doing all of this work I heard about, I read about, but I still could not connect the two things together. So to that I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the first question I asked Brother Zaino, I said, Brother Zaino, the fundraising, and the reason I tell you why I asked him this question before I tell you what the question was, because I told you that fundraising, I cannot just stand here and give you a speech and then say, please donate. I don't do that. I have to believe in the cause, and I have to be comfortable that the people who are present are at the same level of feeling that the cause is ours. And we need to resonate with it, then we can work. Otherwise, I am not in the business of going from one place to another delivering speeches. So the first question I said to Brother Zaino, please tell me about the grand work. How many people are you expecting? And his honest answer is, I have no idea. He said, I don't know. I said, Brother Zainul, it's, going to be difficult not knowing how many people will believe in a cause in a place called Trinidad, where you are trying to establish a center for Islamic relief, and we have lately been invited to tens, and maybe, so that I do not end up exaggerating if I say hundreds, but if I say hundreds of fundraising events in Greater Toronto area, maybe I will be exaggerating a little bit, but not too much. There are many functions that we were invited to, and we ended up donating and donating and donating, and then we asked ourselves, until when can we sustain this? How long can we do that? But today, as I drove to the parking lot, I said, and please forgive me, Brother Zaino, I said there must be another function going on as well. Until I entered and I heard you speaking, and everybody seemed to really share in the same function, I said, Alhamdulillah, because we may like something, we may dislike something, but in the end, the one who determines what happens is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We may talk, we may convince ourselves, and if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't want something, it will never happen. Therefore, we start by asking ourselves to please focus our attention on our intention. First and foremost, what is your niyyah coming here this early evening? What do you want to establish? Now, I would like to believe that we came to uphold our Islamic identity first and foremost, and to live by the teachings of our Quran to that dot, even though today there are many attempts to discredit the Quran and the one on whom the revelation came, and to discredit everything and anything Islamic. We are coming with tall bodies saying, Ya Allah, we are going through trials and tribulations. We ask you that you help us to stand up firm until the storm will subside. And you know what? It will subside. Wallahi, brothers and sisters, not a movie, not a film, not a musical function, not a politician, not an enemy of Islam, nothing like that is going to affect Islam. Islam is going to be strong until the day of judgment and into the hereafter, But the thing that we have to work on is Muslims. Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala vouched to take care of it. إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ. God says we have revealed the dhikr, the Quran, and we guarantee its preservation. This is divine insurance. However, now it is Muslims who are going to really work with that and see how they will fare with the trials and tribulations. Let me say, when the movie came out, I was out of the country. I wasn't here. But whenever I leave the country, I always take my laptop with me and I check on a daily basis my email and I follow up what is happening. And I started to hear about the movie that everybody talked about. And let me tell you, I was disheartened. Not about the movie. Are you surprised? You expected me to say, oh, you were disheartened not about the movie, what else? Let me say, I was disheartened to find how Muslim leadership looked at the issue and how they analyzed it, and they passed judgments on the way the response came from countries all over the world. We have become so comfortable in our so-called civilized surroundings, and we became so judgmental of those who are still having to stand in line for 2 hours to get 2 loaves of bread, those who are being attacked by disease on a daily basis, those who have to use one washroom, as you mentioned, in India, 200 of them, that broke my heart. Those who really have to live day to day. They don't know what social services mean. They don't know what insurance means. They don't know how to live comfortably. Those people who have to deal with political unrest, with violence in the streets, and from other political entities, those who have to deal with life, with difficulty. Their prophet, our prophet, was insulted. Guess what? How would they react? Will they react the way we know better? We know that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ taught us Islam 101. And he said, I want you to do well and to end up with 100% in the course. But the reality is, some of us are going to pass Islam 101 with 50%. Some may get 60, some may get 70, 80, and the fortunate ones will get 100%. But does that mean that if somebody graduated with a 70%, I will look down upon them? There are people whose circumstances did not allow them to study Islam 101 to get 100%. So they did what they did. And now, we, the ones who expect 100%, are going to judge them. They are bad. And you know what hurt me? And I told you that I was disheartened. You know why? Because I heard it from Muslim leaders. And I follow a kind of an email network. and I stay silent. I'm in the background listening to all of them, and nobody knows that I'm listening. And you know, Brother Firaz, the term that hurt me a lot, the continuous reference to those people in Egypt and Libya and India and Pakistan, those who took to the streets, they referred to them as the so-called Muslims. The so-called Muslims. We, the people who are civilized, who know, now we are going to have a film festival in Brampton, and we will do one in London, Ontario, and there's another one in Windsor, and we are going to do lots of things to bring attention that this is unacceptable. I'm starting a campaign in London, Ontario, to have our MPs and MPPs work on a law to criminalize Islamophobic responses, the same as anti-Semitism is considered in Canada. It is not acceptable to have anything anti-Semitic, and rightly so. We will demand that anything which is anti-Islamic will be looked at the same way, and if we work together, we will be able to get to where we want to be, but not to quickly apologize for the mistakes that were made spontaneously by people who are not living as comfortable as we are. Now back from the political wilderness, back from the social unrest to the reality of how those people are living. And this is where we come here tonight, and this is where I wished I arrived at the first word you said, my brother Zainul, but I will tell you, I read everything in this magazine you left with me. I left everything that you gave me, and I read it, and I said, Ya Allah, isn't this what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in Surah Al-Baqarah and in Surah Al-Hajj? Two ayat that sound almost similar. I'll say them in Arabic, and then I will try to translate, and then I will compare, and then I will say, why am I mentioning them? Why quoting these two ayat? Well, before I tell you what the ayat are, I'm quoting the Quran, and we have to live by the Quran, not by our opinions. The Quran says, وَلَوْلَا دَفْعُ اللَّهِ النَّاسَ بَعْضَهُمْ بِبَعْضٍ لَفَسَدَتِ الْأَرْضُ. And in Surah Al-Hajj, وَلَوْلَا دَفْعُ اللَّهِ النَّاسَ بَعْضَهُمْ بِبَعْضٍ لَهُدِّمَتْ صَوَامِعُ وَبِيَعٌ وَصَلَوَاتٌ وَمَسَاجِدُ يُذْكَرُ اسْمُ اللَّهِ فِيهَا كَثِيرًا. Translation: had God not allowed people of different backgrounds to interact with one another, help one another, support one another, dafa. You know, they use this word when the pilgrims leave Arafat to go to Muzdalifah. They say this is the dafa of the Hajij, that they are being pushed now into Muzdalifah. And had God not allowed people to push against each other, support one another, help one another, this earth, the entire earth, would have become corrupt. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us, insha'Allah, for Jannah. But as we are moving towards Jannah, we have to be prepared for Jannah. We have to be tested for Jannah. We have to be trained for Jannah. And that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made all of us. Not a single one is going to go directly to Jannah without coming to school, to the training institute, where we are going to be trained, where we are going to be tested, where we are going to pass. Some may fail, some may have to repeat the course, but in an unpleasant circumstances, but all of us are heading towards Jannah, inshallah. Therefore, in this training institute, we are going, now this is reality, we are going to be tested by war in Afghanistan. We are going to be tested by death in Burma. We are going to be tested by war in Syria. We are going to be tested by people who are burning copies of the Quran in Florida and in Afghanistan. We are going to be tested by what happened in Bosnia and Albania. We are going to be tested by people who sent, I received an email last week, threatening email from somebody who said, if you do not leave Canada, Muslims that is, we are going to start regular sessions. Please forgive me. They said they are going to desecrate our Quran, 10 copies every week at the intersection of Dundas and Yonge. Did I get upset? I got upset, but not angry to the point of saying, I'm going to... No. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, by the way, had the guts of animals placed on his back as he prayed next to the Kaaba. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was humiliated. He was called names. He was called Majnoon. He was called out of his brains. He was exposed to the scene of his uncle in front of him, Hamza, with his guts open. And at that occasion, he taught his ummah a lesson. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed us what any one of us would do. So he said, look at the example of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because by the way, his seerah, his life is a lesson for us. It's a demonstration. So he let Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam go into his human cloak. What did he do as a human being? He looked at his uncle and he screamed at the top of his voice and he said, by Allah, I'm going to do the same thing to 70 of their men. He was upset. Then immediately the revelation came, وَلَئِن صَبَرْتَ لَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لِلصَّابِرِينَ وَاصْبِرْ وَمَا صَبْرُكَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. If you will be patient, it's better for those who are patient. And your patience will be rewarded by none other than Allah. So right away he said, I'll be patient. He gave us the lesson through his own example. I'll be patient. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was humiliated in the streets of Ta'if. They threw stones at him. And when divine proposal came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the angel in charge of mountains, he said, if you want, I can bring Al-Akhshabain, 2 mountains in Mecca. I will bring it on those people who did what they did to you and to your followers and finish them off. Allahu Akbar. Wallahi, look at this. If we will get this divine offer to revenge, and we say, well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is offering that. It's not someone else, it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What will we do? We'll say, please do. If somebody now tells us, okay, you have the chance to arrest all the offenders, those who produced the movie and directed it, and those who burned the copies of the Quran, and justice will be served right now in front of you. We'll give everything we have to do that. But yesterday, in my Friday khutbah, I did something else. I said, I want all of you in the congregation to do the right thing for the producer and the director of the movie. Let's make dua for them. And we made dua from the bottom of our hearts. Because this is what Prophet Muhammad ﷺ did. When he was offered that, he said, no, I ask you, Allah, that you will bring forth from their loins those who will worship you as you are worthy of being worshipped. So now, again, I ask you to do the same thing, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will turn what that person did and all the others who dislike Islam, that they will change, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is capable of doing that. Now, what's our role in all of this? Our role, looking at the world in front of us as we are being trained, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed training material to be from among us. He said, look, all of you are at school before you will graduate into Jannah. Some of you, we are going, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala willed, and He told us in the Quran, some of you are going to be on the receiving end and others on the giving end. And both sides will be judged by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And let me, God says, tell you that when you will look at yourselves from the other side, you will realize that you spent in this exercise very little time. So don't say, I'm wealthy and I lived for 90. When you go to the other side, the 90 years that you spent will look like a day or part of a day. So we are now being tested. We in Canada are being tested as the givers. And our people, I'm sorry, I apologize. And sometimes I like to make a slip of the tongue to show that we have to be aware. When I say our people, what do I mean by that? I was very proud of my brother Zainul when he said that at the village where you built the hospital, you did not build it because the majority were Muslims. It doesn't matter. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he sent, help to people all around Arabia, he did not say, tell me if they haven't accepted Islam yet. Actually, in the 8 categories of zakat, there is a category called وَالْمُؤَلَّفَةُ قُلُوبُهُمْ. Those who are to receive the gifts of Islam to see what Islam does. Therefore, what Islamic Relief is doing and wants to do is something which is part of the test. Therefore, but I came here tonight just to listen, because I have given a month ago and 5 weeks before that, and you know what? When a teacher tells his students that you have 10 quizzes, 1 midterm, 5 essays, and a final, they have no choice. They can't say, but this is too much. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I'm going to squeeze you with tests and trials and tribulations, and you are going, وَلَتَسْمَعُنَّ مِنَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ وَمِنَ الَّذِينَ أَشْرَكُوا أَذًى كَثِيرًا. God told us in Surah Ali Imran that a time will come when you are going to be exposed to an unprecedented volume of attack after attack after attack from people who are not Muslim. But if you will persevere and do the right thing, وَإِن تَصْبِرُوا فَإِنَّ ذَلِكَ مِنْ عَزْمِ الْأُمُورِ. This is the best thing to do, is to persevere. Don't lose it. Therefore, I ask my sisters and brothers, especially at this time, when we are squeezed to the utmost, to raise, inshallah, for Islamic Relief, to send with Brother Zainul to Trinidad, where they are doing wonderful work in order to reach out to those on the receiving end, so that, I'll tell you, Imam Ali bin Abi Talib said something. I know, look at him, the way he's looking at me. Sheikh Imran, he turned his face now. Okay, I promise inshallah that this is a worthy cause, that Isha Salat, and this is something that can wait inshallah. But we really need to do that. Imam Ali bin Abi Talib said something that is worthy of our attention, and we will be responsible if we do not act. He said, had poverty been a man, I would have killed him. Had poverty been a man, I would have killed him. They said, why? He said, because Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told us that poverty is the strongest instigator against faith. We know that there are many people, when they look at their children crying out of hunger, and a missionary will come to them and say, I will give you food if. They will say, give me the food. I'll do what you'll ask me to do. We know that there are people who have given up their heritage because they are hungry. Because they want to send their kids to school. Because they want to treat their kids at a hospital. Their kids are dying. And whose responsibility is it? You know what? Missionaries are doing a lot. And you will hear something from me that some of you are going now to start rumors about. But you see, I don't live by rumors. You want to start rumors, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows my intention. Missionaries are raising lots of funds to go and help those people. You know what I will say that you may not like? God bless them. You don't like me say that? God bless them. I say it again. God bless them. They believe in their cause. They believe in their cause. And they are doing it because they want to do something good. And they believe firmly that what they are doing is right. It is on us to have the kind of du'at who will go with what our brother Zainul is saying. I am going to organize, but I need your help. Help us, he said, to help those in need. I still remember what you said, my brother. Azan will be at, so we have 10 minutes. 10 minutes, inshallah, we will be done. My sisters and my brothers, for them not to lose it, for us to succeed in our quest for Jannah, I ask us now to raise $100,000 to give to our brother Zainul. How are we going to do that? Inshallah, we are going to divide this into 4 portions. Let us raise the first $25,000. And I would like those who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave, he said, for you, I'm going to entrust you with more than I will give them, with more than I will give them, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala distributed his wealth the way he saw fit. So there are some who will say, I will give $5,000 because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put it in my hand and I know I can give it. I'd like to ask for 5 sisters or brothers or families or businesses. And you know what? I know that this is how it is done at Tariq. You can make your check payable to Tariq Islamic Center for tax purposes, and then Tariq Islamic Center will give everything in a check to Brother Zainul. And I ask you, I need 5 businesses, sisters, brothers, families to say, we will give the $5,000. I want to count 5 right now, inshallah. And we have 10 minutes to raise $100,000, inshallah. Let me see, $5,000. Let me see 5,000. Am I seeing a hand? Am I seeing a hand, inshallah? Am I seeing a hand for $5,000? $5,000, inshallah. $5,000. No, you don't count, brother. Sit down. No, Jazakallah khair. Jazakallah khair. You are doing your work. You are doing your work. And for him coming all the way to go and do this from people who have, our standard of living is such that we can afford in Canadian dollars what they may not be able to afford in Trinidadian dollars. So Jazakallah khair, but let me say, again, let me count $5,000, inshallah. And by the way, it can be counted towards your zakatul mal, because you know who the beneficiaries are. It's the poor. إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين والعاملين عليها وابن السبيل. It's 8 categories. Let me count now 5 of them. $5,000. Very quickly, because of salat, brothers. I'm gonna count it. 25 $1,000, and I hope that this will be quick, and then we will go back to the 5,000. $1,000, but I need to count it. 25 of them. Let me start counting, inshallah. Let me start counting, inshallah. $1,000. $1,000, and I hope you prove that I did not come to give a speech, that I came because of a cause. Let me look at us, inshallah, and see how many $1,000 we will be able, inshallah, beyond the 25. Let us start counting. Is there a 1,000? Now I know that Brother Firas said to facilitate my work, some of you may do their donations quietly. I wish you did not say that, brother. I don't like quietly. I like it with a noise. I like it so that we can really, inshallah, compete in goodness. Let me see how many $1,000 we will be able to raise. Let us start counting. I hope that we did not come only to have dinner, that we came because we want to translate our vision, our cause into action, inshallah. Let us see $1,000. Allahu Akbar, we have one. We have one. I would like to see us, inshallah, keep on going. So brother, can somebody go to him and collect the pledge or the check or whatever? So we have $1,000. Imagine you will go and sleep tonight feeling that one more time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made me, inshallah, made me counted in the books of those who give. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made infaq a fard on us. يا أيها الذين آمنوا أنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي أحدكم الموت فيقول رب لولا أخرتني إلى أجل قريب. Spend from that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given you before death will befall you, and then you will say, oh Allah, let me go back so that I can do what? I can pray more? No, it doesn't say that. So that I can spend in your way. If I have the chance to go back, I want to be able to spend more. Who is the second $1,000? The second $1,000. Let me see. The second $1,000. The second $1,000. Allahu Akbar. We have number 2, $1,000. Let us move it faster, because we really need to pray Isha and time is not on our side. We have 5 more minutes. I need to see the third $5,000. 1,000. The third $1,000. $1,000, inshallah. I'm going to divide it into $500. Let us see if we can now have $46 $500 to be able to raise that first $25,000. $500. And you know what? $500 you will be able to give it in post-dated checks to Tariq, and Tariq will give it in lump sum, inshallah, to Islamic Relief Center. Let me see how many we can raise. We need 46 in $500 donations. Let me see how many. Please don't do it quietly. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it, inshallah, so that we can follow the counting. $500, inshallah. $500. Allahu Akbar. Brother Harun, $500. Our sister there, $500. That's 2. We need 46. Remember, that's 2 $500. Who will be the third? The third, $500. Yes, we counted the sister. We need the third one. Third one for $500, inshallah. $500. Please don't turn down somebody who is crying right now because of hunger, because of inappropriate accommodation, because of a lack of a bed at a hospital. They are denied acceptance into a hospital. Please don't do that. Your $500 can be because of the difference in the way they do things in India or in other places. It can be 5,000. But let us see where the third $500 will be. Let me see the third $500. The third $500, inshallah. We have so far $4,500. That's it. And we said we need 100,000. Let us count $250. And I hope everybody will be able to say, I will give 250. Inshallah. Let us start counting $250. Let me see the first one. The first one. $250. Is there a $250? Let us not send Brother Zainul back to Trinidad. Say, sorry, don't come here next time. This is not a message that we would like to send. We would like to say that we are generous right here in Toronto. Let me see $250. How many? Allahu Akbar, we have one. We have one. Who will be the second one? 250. 250. Before we will stand and say Allahu Akbar for Salat al-Isha, feeling that we have done our share. Who will be the second 250? The second 250, inshallah. The second $250. I would like, because of the time we are given for adhan, which is in 2 minutes, I would like to count $100, because now we are standing at 45 or 47.50. We would like to go at least to 10,000, and then we will talk with Brother Zainul how we are going to continue to support even from a distance, inshallah. Let me count $100. Allahu Akbar, we have our sister, that's one. That is one. Who will be the second one? 2, 3, Allahu Akbar. 3. Who will be 4? 4, Allahu Akbar. $100. $100. We have 4 of them. Allahu Akbar. Who will be the fifth? The fifth, $100. Imagine if everybody would say, I will give $100. We will be able to go to 25,000. Who will be the fifth? $100. 100. Allahu Akbar, we have the fifth. Who will be the sixth one? The sixth one. Number 6. We have number 6. Who will be number 7? Number 7, inshallah. Number 7. Let everybody give $100 at least. Who will be the 7th? The 7th one. 7. We have 7. Who will be 8? 8. Inshallah. Who will be 8? 8. 9. 8 and 9. Allahu Akbar. 10. Allahu Akbar. That's wonderful. 10. Look, 10 times 100, that's $1,000. So we are at 57.50. That is still not enough to say to Brother Zaino, you can do your work. We really need to continue. Is there $100? Another $100. Another $100. Another $100. Okay, because of adhan and because I respect what Sheikh Amran said, Brother Zainul immediately, It's 11,603. So alhamdulillah, I wasn't looking here. Alhamdulillah, it's 11,603. But I would like to say that between this and I'm going to cut it from 100,000 to 50,000. And I will say we still need $40,000. I need 8 volunteers who will continue, inshallah, to raise $5,000 from their circles, connect with Brother Harun Salamat at Tariq to send it to Brother Zainul even after he goes to Trinidad, inshallah. So I need 8 volunteers who will say, I will try. Nobody is going to commit you to the 5,000. This is not a commitment that if you don't raise it, you have to pay it yourself. No, it's not the pledge from yourself. I'm going to say, we would like, inshallah, some volunteers, 8 of them, to say, we will, inshallah, go and try to raise $5,000 each, and that will be 40,000 plus the 10,000. You see, whatever extra is extra, alhamdulillah, because we cut it from 100,000 to 50,000. May I count 8 volunteers, but I'd like somebody to take their name. Allah, are you a volunteer? Are you a volunteer? I'd like you to, are you another? We have 2 of them, 2 volunteers, $5,000. You know $5,000? Yes. Allahu Akbar. Now, I want you to give your, who's going to take the names, please? Brother, are you the one taking the names? Okay. These are the, please write the volunteer for $5,000 from the people you know. $100. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Added to this $100. Now let me count volunteers for $5,000 to go and look outside tonight. Who would like to be a volunteer and say, I will try. I will try. وَقُلِ عَمَلُوا. Do in the way of Allah what Allah wants you to do. Because Allah will see this work. It will not go unnoticed. God will see it. And imagine if God will see your work and you're happy, how you will live your life in this dunya as well as in the akhirah. May I have 8 volunteers. 8 volunteers. 8 volunteers. Do we have 8 volunteers? 8 volunteers. May I see 8 volunteers? Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, I know that our niyyah was to help. This is what we could do. But Brother Zainul, inshallah, I will try at other fundraisers to mention to the people the work you are doing. And if I find anywhere I go that there are people who say, we would like to give to the Islamic Relief Center in Trinidad, I promise you, inshallah, I will put it aside and I have your card and I'll bring it your way, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. And it is time for Isha Salat. I know that it will continue. It will continue to be tallied, alhamdulillah. And inshallah, if we reach at least 15,000 by the end of the evening, alhamdulillah for everything. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر صدق الله العظيم جزاكم الله خير والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Takbir. MashaAllah, Dr. Munir, Jazakumullah khair. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and increase you for the wonderful job. Brothers and sisters, we're break for Salat al-Isha. Please come back because we have the Qari visiting from Libya. He will recite for us. We have some prizes. We have desserts, inshallah. So please join us after Salat al-Isha. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Reminder that inshallah we're going to have desserts, and we still have the prizes, that we're going to announce the prizes in a few minutes inshallah. I see Sheikh Iman is slowly making his way in, mashallah, bringing the crowd with him. Brother Majid, you need to do a better job of security. Qari who has just arrived from Libya. Qari Ashur Duzan is here inshallah, and bidhnillah he will recite for us, but we humbly request that everyone come on in and take their seats bidhnillah.
Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. مثل الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله كمثل حبة أنبتت 7 سنابل في كل سنبلة 100 حبة والله يضاعف لمن يشاء والله واسع عليم. الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله ثم لا يتبعون ما أنفقوا منا ولا أذى لهم أجرهم عند ربهم ولا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. قول معروف ومغفرة خير من صدقة يتبعها أذى والله غني حليم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تبطلوا صدقاتكم بالمن والأذى كالذي ينفق ماله رئاء الناس ولا يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فمثله كمثل صفوان عليه تراب فأصابه وابل فتركه صلدا لا يقدرون على شيء مما كسبوا والله لا يهدي القوم الكافرين. صدق الله العظيم.
Takbir. MashaAllah, beautiful recitation from Qari Ashur Duzan, who just arrived from Libya. My brothers and sisters, just a couple of quick announcements before the prizes. And I'll ask Brother Zainul to come up to the stage, and Sister Shaliza, and Brother Harun, if he's here, inshallah, if he can join us up on stage for the handing out of the prizes. And a reminder that if you're making contributions, inshallah, to Tariq, they will give you a receipt, and then they will transfer the funds, inshallah, to Islamic Relief Center. So please make your payments payable to the Tariq Islamic Center. That way you can get a receipt for your contributions. As Dr. Munir said, I think the number was just under 14,000 the last time I checked. If we can, inshallah, do our best to, within our friends and family circle, to support the center, and bi'idhnillah, we can facilitate getting it to them even after they've left. So, Sister Shaliza, if you want to come on up as well for the prizes. And Sister Sharita is also here. Do you want to do prizes after? It's up to you. Do that first and then prizes. Do it first and then the prize. And a reminder that if those wishing to purchase food, it's $5 as well. So brothers and sisters, once again, we want to encourage you to, if you haven't made a contribution, please do so before you leave. I would like to invite to the podium Sister Sharida Rahman. She is one of the directors of the Islamic Relief Center in Trinidad, to offer her thanks, inshallah. I'm told by Brother Zainul she's also the principal of the Maruga Composite School in Trinidad. So, Sister Sharida. Brother. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I begin in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Mr. Chairman, Brother Faraz, Dr.Munir El-Kassem, guest speaker, Brother Harun Salamat, Chairman of Tariq Islamic Center, Brother Zainul Ali, Chairman of the Islamic Relief Center Trinidad, distinguished brothers and sisters in Islam and in humanity, I greet you with Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you and the mercy of Allah and His blessings. It is indeed a great honor and privilege to stand before you this evening on behalf of the Chairman and Board of Directors of the Islamic Relief Center, Trinidad, to extend our heartfelt thanks and gratitude to all those who have contributed in some way or the other in bringing this event to fruition and making it a success. All praise and gratitude is due to Allah for giving us the guidance and for showering His mercies and blessings on us all to be present here this evening so that we can all join together in trying to alleviate the suffering of so many of our Muslim brothers and sisters all over the world. The Quranic dua recitation and translation set the tone for the evening's proceedings, and I thank the participants for their inspiration. I wish to especially thank Brother Imtizad, his wife, Sister Fazila, his daughter, Sister Karima, and his son, Brother Syed, for their relentless support in coordinating the efforts of this charity dinner and in the transformation of the hall into an autumn theme wonderland. The physical preparation and coordination could not have been possible without the able help of Brother Kassem, who publicized this event and took charge of the physical preparations. To all of you who bought tickets, contributed financially and otherwise, we say thank you. Brother Khalil of Chief Brand Products Trinidad, Brother Ashmir of KC Confectionery Trinidad, and Sister Shaliza of Meccan Printers, who have been very supportive of our programs, we say, may Allah grant you continued success in your endeavors. Maulana Habib, who is closely connected with the Islamic Relief Center Trinidad, ensure that all of you had tickets for this event. I thank you, Brother Habib. My brothers and sisters, possessing a sense of gratitude is an awesome blessing in itself, and having in our presence here tonight, Dr.Munir El-Kassem, is indeed a great honor. We deeply appreciate the fact that, brother, you have acceded to our request to help us to achieve our goal. We look forward to your continued participation in our upcoming events. Brothers and sisters, to chair a function of this nature and to be able to have an audience in rapt attention needs some extra skill. Brother Faraz, you will agree with me, have done a remarkable job. May Allah bless you, Brother Faraz, and keep you active in His cause. Brothers and sisters, tribute should be paid to Brother Zainul Ali, Chairman of Islamic Relief Center Trinidad, for not only demonstrating passion, dedication, and hard work in the cause of assisting the less fortunate
but for also providing the opportunity for all those present here to gain blessings, as told to us in chapter 2, verse 161 of the Holy Quran, where Allah says, "Those who spend their wealth in the way of Allah is that of a grain of corn. It groweth 7 ears, and each ear hath 100 grains. Allah giveth manifold increase to whom He pleaseth, and Allah careth for all, and He knoweth all things." Brother Zaino's leadership in the IRC is a great inspiration to all of us, and is one who relentlessly goes after goals and aspirations to alleviate the suffering of the less fortunate. Additionally, I wish to thank the caterer on your behalf for the sumptuous dinner that was prepared for us. Brothers and sisters, kindly allow me the opportunity to thank the President, Executive, and members of Tariq Islamic Center for allowing us the use of their beautiful and spacious hall, car park, and amenities. In order for us to provide you with information regarding our charities, a professional photographer and videographer is important. You will agree. Hence, the reason we acquired the services of Brother Akbar to document this program for us. To you, Brother Akbar, our sincerest thanks for a memorable job. Brothers and sisters, our sincerest gratitude is extended to each member of the audience for your presence, time, money, and effort you dedicated to be present here this evening and to participate in this charitable cause, as well as your magnanimous contributions towards helping those in need. To all those persons who I may have advertently omitted, please forgive me, for this is our first fundraising venture out of Trinidad and Tobago, and I say Jazakallah, for as Allah says in verse 23 of Ash-Shura, "He who does a good deed shall be paid many times over, for Allah is most ready to appreciate service." May Allah Almighty continue to shower His blessings on us all and enable us to continue doing good and forbidding evil. May we always be blessed and protected on our journey onwards, tonight and always. I thank you, brothers and sisters, for the courtesy of your attention and the opportunity to express our sincerest thanks for your magnanimity. Our Lord, accept this service from us, for thou art the all-hearing, the all-knowing. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters.
Thank you very much, Sister Sharida. Jazakallah khair. Brothers and sisters, we're going to get to these prizes that you've been staring at all night long. We have 5, mashallah, very beautiful baskets. And so, Sister Shaliza, you want to join us up here? Bismillah. So here's how it works. Under the chairs, I'm told. Is it the chairs or the tables? If you look under your chairs, there should be a number, a special number. So there are 5 of them scattered throughout the hall. If you have that number, you need to come up here and produce it, inshallah. We'll verify it, we'll scan it, and then you will have access to these prizes. So, Bismillah. Now we see everybody's awake. Brother Qasim, can you join us on stage, please? Brother Qasim, can you join us on stage, please? Fadla. Brother Qasim, please. Yes. Yes. Islamic Relief Center just has a small token of appreciation that they would like to hand out, inshallah.
My brothers and sisters, on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Islamic Relief Center Trinidad and Tobago, we wish to present to Brother Qasim a token of our appreciation for the hard work that he has done in ensuring that this event has become a success. Again, because of the amount of work that was put into this effort, I would like to call on Brother Imtizad Mohammed. Brother Imtizad Mohammed, could you please come on stage? Again, on behalf of the Islamic Relief Center, Trinidad and Tobago, and of course, Imtizad is a Trinidadian, and he started his work way back in Ramadan that went by. He came to Trinidad to ensure that this function has been a success as it ought to be. Sister Karima, the brainchild of this entire event. Sister Karima, could you please come on stage? She has been the one who was after everyone. She was not doing the work, but she got others to do the work for her. And in fact, last night we spent some time here, the decorations, the preparations on the tables, those beautiful centerpieces, and of course you can have it, but at a price. You can have these centerpieces at a price. I think they were asking $25, but we'll go down a little lower, $10. You can have it for $10. So on behalf of the Islamic Relief Center, Sister Karima, please accept this token of appreciation from us. May Allah bless you. I think we are missing Sister Fazila. Sister Fazila is wanted on stage. On behalf of the Islamic Relief Center, we appreciate very much the help that you have accorded to us here this afternoon, and we know that you are truly representative of Trinidad and Tobago in the province of Ontario. Thank you very much for all your help. I know Maulana Habib has been left out, but I think he is still here. Maulana Habib? Maulana Habib? Oh, he's sending his daughter. Normally when he is at a plate, you know, he don't like to be disturbed.
So mention that we have one of the prize winners.
MashaAllah, you only got one. Okay, MashaAllah. Please receive this token of appreciation. This is courtesy KC Confectionery of Trinidad and Tobago, and there are lots of sweets there, right? Okay, so Maulana, number 5. You see these youngsters, they can maneuver in all of these little places and to find the places. Excuse me, did anyone show you where the chit was? Okay. Look, another one. Okay. This one is again courtesy KC Confectionery. The people who make all the sweets in Trinidad and Tobago. Right. Oh, that one is like Chief Brand product. That is heavy. Yes, they have all the ingredients for those people who do a lot of cooking. I didn't see any mother-in-law pepper sauce in that. Maybe we'll have to ask them to start making the mother-in-law pepper sauce, which is very famous in Trinidad. So on behalf of on behalf of Chief Brand Products and our brother Khalil, we want to thank you very much for the hamper that you have given to us here. Please convey our gratitude to your superiors, Brother Rafi and associates. So thank you very much. This is on behalf of Chief Brand Products. One more? Yeah.
You have another
This one is from? Yeah. This again is from the people who make sweets. That is the KC Confectionery of Trinidad and Tobago. These are all supporters of the cause of the Islamic Relief Center, and we appreciate very much what they have done for us here in Toronto. Maulana Habib. Center, we wish to present to you a token of our appreciation. Although we made all the arrangements in Trinidad, you know, we just asked your boss to say, all right, come to Toronto and make sure you collect a prize, and at the same time give us the goodies that you have done. So thank you very much, and may Allah bless you and reward you immensely for your contribution in His cause.
Once again, my brothers and sisters, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you abundantly for coming out tonight. The centerpiece is again $5. Food is $5 if you wish to purchase. Brother Mohan, before we go, Brother Mohan's going to give us a qasida. Brother Mohan, where are you? A special qasida from Brother Mohan. He's coming up, inshallah.
Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum to all of you tonight. I want to leave a special message with you before you leave here tonight. When you go home tonight, 3 things I want you to remember. Calling the name of the Almighty. 2, listening to His name. And 3, remember the occasion we come here for tonight. It's for the fundraising of needy children and for our brothers and sisters who are needy. And I sing a special song to tell you that, the qasida, so that you can be hardened when you go home. Dum dum diga diga, mausam biga biga. Dum dum diga diga, mausam biga biga. Bimpi miye mat jira. Ay Allah, सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह, हाय अल्लाह, सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह. दम दम बिगा बिगा, मौसम बिगा बिगा. दम दम बिगा बिगा, मौसम बिगा बिगा. बिम्पिए मैत जीरा, हाय अल्लाह, सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह, हाय अल्लाह, सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह. तेरी अदा वाह वाह क्या बात है, तेरी अदा वाह वाह क्या बात है. अकिया दुखी दुखी बात के रुकी रुकी, अकिया दुखी दुखी बात के रुकी रुकी. देखो कोई आज लुटे गया, हाय अल्लाह, सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह, हाय अल्लाह, सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह. सनम हम माना गरीब है, सनम हम माना गरीब है. नसीब को तसाई बानर को तसाई, नसीब को तसाई बानर को तसाई. दिल की सुहाना है प्यार का, हाय अल्लाह, सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह, हाय अल्लाह, सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह. दम दम बिगा बिगा, मौसम बिगा बिगा. दम दम बिगा बिगा, मौसम बिगा बिगा. बिपिए मैं
तजीरा हाय अल्लाह सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह हाय अल्लाह सूरत आपकी सुभान अल्लाह. Thank you, my brothers and sisters.
Thank you very much, Mohan. And I don't want this to be sounding as a competition, but we in Trinidad have talent as well, and I'm sure Brother Inshan Baksh, could you please come and just 2 verses of any Qasida? No, you don't know it, but I'm sure. Inshan, could you please do it?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. परवरदिगार आलम तेरा ही है सहारा, तेरे सिवा जहां में कोई नहीं हमारा. परवरदिगार आलम तेरा ही है सहारा, तेरे सिवा जहां में कोई नहीं हमारा. परवरदिगार आलम नौका सफीना तूने तूफान से बचाया, दुनिया है मुश्किलों में बंदों के काम आया. मांगी खलील ने जब तुझसे दुआ खुदाया, आतिश को तूने फौरन एक गुल सिता बनाया. हर इल्तिजा ने तेरी रहमत को है उबारा. परवरदिगार आलम तेरा ही है सहारा. परवरदिगार आलम. Ameen.
Jazakallah. That is the talent of Trinidad and Tobago. Could you please join me now so that we can offer a closing prayer? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulihil Kareem. Sayyidina wa Nabiyina wa Maulana Muhammadin wa barik wa sallim. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي ربنا وتقبل دعاء. ربنا اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب. رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. آمين يا رب العالمين.